Hello, my dear students. This is my second lecture of the first unit about power grid, smart grid, and microgrid. Uh, in this lecture, I will cover the following topics. First, introduction about the grid, demand and consumption, power grid, what is the smart grid, and next will be the comparison between conventional grid and smart grid, and what are the smart grid components and why smart grid is needed uh, right now. Let us start. The traditional grid. Traditional grid, um, do you know what is the traditional grid? Basically, traditional grid was simply a network of transmission line, substations, transformer, and more to that, delivers electricity from the power plant to consumers. This means power transfer from power transfer from one direction means generator to load, generator to load. You can see in diagram there is this is the power plant and these are the loads. They are looking at industrial loads or simple home load. In this conventional power grid, power flow from power generated at a generating station, and then it's fed into the networks and it's delivered at load. Simply power flow from generating station to load end. There was no smart sensor, there is no smart meter, there was no intelligence in the network. Simply power flow in one direction from generating end to load end. Okay. Now smart power grid. Smart power grid is a revolutionary upgrade to the traditional power grid that adds communication capabilities, intelligence, and modern control. This means smart grid have intelligence. Intelligence, what is intelligence? Means smart grid can sense the bad and good condition. Bad or good condition means the criteria or the rated voltage and rated frequency must be held at any time. If it's vary, as you know, frequency vary as per load change. If load change, frequency and voltage or currents increase or decrease. Due to faults, there is sudden change in the power system. All these changes is sensed by smart power grid because there was sensors, smart meters, which senses and communicate to the control center, which take appropriate action, and it's correct and changes the whatever the changes happen, its controls and again maintain restore the original operating system or operating point. Okay, this means the main important thing in a smart power grid is uh, there is a communication capabilities, there is intelligence in the components like smart meters, smart sensors, and there is a more modern control. When we can say that when three things added communication capabilities, intelligence, and modern control to the traditional grid, it's become smart, right? You can see in diagram there is a control center, there is antenna which transmit and receive the signal from the remote load, right? And you can see this is the generator, and this is a generating a transformer which step up and transmit it. Then again, this is the sub transmission. Uh, this is the sub transmission uh, generator, and again, uh, you can see here. This is the fact. Fact. You will read it in detail in next unit. Facts means flexible AC transmission system, right? The and this is the wind farm. Wind farm. This is the power generated at load end. Power generated at load end is also known as distributed generation. All the different type of sources can be connected and utilized in a smart grid, right? Let us go ahead. India electricity need. You can see here, this is the data from the Central Energy Authority of India, which is the central agency to provide data about the power industry. This is the data of 2004 and 2010. Demand in this duration demand was 2,10,000 megawatt, while production was 1,82,200 megawatt, and installed capacity each was two thousand 2,25,133 megawatt. This means we can say that difference between the production demand and production was about 10.2%, and it's known as deficit. Means our power system was lagging 10.2% power, which is required more at that time. And this is the pie chart. You can see that the contribution of the different power systems, like thermal is the most contribution is the thermal. Then number two is hydro, 22%. Thermal is 65%, and the contribution of nuclear is 3, which is the least contribution, and 10% of the renewable energy. Okay. Now let us see about the definition of the smart grid. What is smart grid? You must read it carefully. It is an electric grid that uses information and communication technology to gather data and act on information about the behavior of the suppliers and consumers in an automated fashion. Hence, smart grid is a generic label for the application of computer intelligence and networking ability to existing dumb electricity distribution system. As I have told in previous slide, uh, the conventional uh, distribution system or grid was dumb. Dumb means it was not able to hear the fault condition. If there is a fault in the network, then it will still supply from generating end to that faulty end. But in case of smart grid, it has uh, gather data and analyze the data, communicate. There was a communication technology to communicate load end, situation of the load end to the control center, which analyze the situation, and if it is okay, then it's continue to deliver the power to load. If it's not in good condition, then it's stopped, or if it is required any healing action, then it gives command it's commands given by the control center to heal the situation, to overcome the bad situation and make it restore it the original power system. Okay, now you can memorize this definition to write an exam. Now, present scenario of the power grid. Today, power grid is a Navratna enterprise. Navratna, you have listened about Mini Ratna, Navratna, Maharatna. Today, power grid is a Navratna enterprise. Second, central transmission utility. This is single transmission utility of the central government. And central, sorry, this is repeated again. Third one is the government of India shareholding in this utility is 69.42%. Uh, Consistently rated excellent by government of India. This is a very excellent uh, utility, central utility, and this rate is given by the government of India. Now, our grid of today is focus on transmission, grid management, consultancy, telecom. Existing business of the power grid is what type? Transmission of the power, grid management. There are 5 grid in India. All the Indian power system is divided in 5 parts: northern zone, western zone, southern zone, north eastern zone, and eastern zone. Uh, Present grid system. Uh, Existing business is grid management. Third one is consultancy, and fourth one is telecom. New business opportunity for the power grid is intra-state transmission. Intra-state transmission, if there is a deficiency of the power in any state, and if there is a power of access in other state, then other state uh, can transmit, can supply the power to the power deficit state. Renewable energy integration, new business opportunity for the power grid is, and it's also a challenge for grid is to integrate the renewable energy. For example, solar power, solar and wind energy, or tidal or ocean energy must be integrated using the power grid. Now, smart grid or smart city. Yeah, this is possible Why the smart city is only possible by the smart grid. If there was no proper supply and smart grid, smart control of the power, like then it will not possible to imagine the smart city, acquisition, asset management, etc. Okay, backward integration, energy efficiency distribution. Energy efficiency only and only way to improve the energy efficiency is using smart power grid, because smart power grid have the sensor to sense the faulty condition or uh, the condition beyond the rated voltage or current or frequency, and it takes quick decision to correct it or to heal it out. Distribution. Distribution is the second major task of the power system, which is efficiently done through smart power grid. Vision of the power grid. Uh, our power grid must have world-class level. Integrator must be integrated. Global transmission company with dominant leadership in emerging power markets. As you know, the whole world is going to be a village. Hence, there is a challenge to become dominant leaders in emerging power markets and to ensure safety, and economy. These are the vision of the smart power grid characteristic. Now the characteristic. This is as the exam point of view. This is most important. You have to remember all these points. A smart grid will be a grid will be smart when it will have more efficient transmission of the electricity, quicker restoration of the electricity after power disturbances. Means if there is power disturbance, then it's restore the system quickly, reduce operation and management cost for the utilities, and ultimately lower power cost of the consumer. Yeah, this is the most important function and aim and vision of the smart power grid. Uh, if power is efficiently transmitted from generating station to load, then the uh, cost of the operation and management will reduce, and ultimately cost of the power will reduce. Peak demand means the situation if the peak demand uh, is sensed by the smart power grid, and definitely the smart sensor and controllers sense it and analyze and take decision and action corresponding to the demand, peak demand, and helps to reduce the electricity rates. Increase integration for logistical renewable energy. Yeah, integration is possible in smart grid. Better integration of the customer owner power. Yeah, in this point you can understand integration of the customer and owner. Owner means owner of the grid, and customer is like us. Uh, Better integration will be possible in through smart grid, including renewable energy system. Yes. Last point is improved security. Hence, if the efficient and reliable, if the grid will be efficient and reliable, then definitely security of the system will improve. Right now, comparison between the existing grid and smart grid. Uh, Existing grid. This was done electromechanical, which means it was done there is no sensor, and smart grid was totally digital. One-way communication, as I have told in previous slide, there is only one-way communication is possible in existing grid, while in smart grid two-way communication means if there is a fault at the load, there will be it will be sensed by a sensor, and it transmit the signal to the control center to analyze it, and if there is need to action, it will be action taken by the control center. Hence we can say that there is a two-way communication in smart grid. Simply expression grid is centralized generation, and smart grid is distributed generation. Distributed generation means power generation at the load end. Centralized generation means there is a single power generator which transmitted to each and every load of the state or the country. There is a few sensor only. There is a few sensor means there is only a few sensor in power plants, not at load. While sensor is throughout the power system in case of smart grid. Manual monitoring is happening in existing grid, and while self-monitoring happens in smart grid. A failure and blackout uh, happens frequently in this existing grid while adopting and isolating. Isolating means isolating the faulty part of the power system is known as isolating. Limited control. There is a limited control in existing grid, while there is pervasive control in smart grid. Few customer choices, while here is the main customer choice, right? Now, smart grid components. These are the components for of the smart grid to which smart grid is possible. That the first one is the smart meter, which takes reading of the power, voltage, energy, voltage, and currents and frequency. Phasor measurement, information transfer, distributed generation. Smart meter. Uh, Smart meter measures and details electric consumption, relay information to central monitoring station. Uh, Smart meter will replace traditional meters. Power outage notification and power quality monitoring. Smart meters also notified the power outage, time of the discharges. It's also since the discharges of the utility cost of the electricity charges by the utility. This possible. This is only possible through the smart meter. Why smart grid? Why? Why there is a need of a smart grid? Because it reduces the carbon footprints. Carbon footprints means per unit area generated carbon will be reduced in case of the smart grid because the loss is reduced. Hence, the use for the coal uh, in thermal power generation is reduced. Improved distribution management and decision support software. It improved the distribution management and decision support software. Self-healing because it's correct itself if there will be a fault. Automated control for distribution system. There happens automated control in distribution system. Sensing and measurement of the technology. Increased efficiency. It's increased efficiency definitely. because it's reduce the losses of the power, hence in efficiency get increased, right? This is a power management app. There is no there is no need to know it about it. And this is the a power station where this is the sensor which sense the cable condition. This is the sensor which gives detail about the overhead lines, and this gives the bus bar condition. And this is about the bushing plugs which can directly exist in transformer. And this is this sensor uh, denotes the condition about the transformer. This is the control center, and there is a artificial intelligence in the computer analyze which take information from the load and analyze and take action corresponding to the situation. Okay, this was the all about smart grid. If any queries, you can ask in group. Thank you.